Hi. Well, it's another beautiful day, and although it's dark and cold, but it's still another beautiful day because we're in it. Anyway, what I want to talk about today is acceptance. Now, I've talked about this in the past, but I have a little more I want to say. Um, for instance, let's say something happens to you. Somebody steals your car or your guitar, or somebody repossesses your house, and you can either accept it or you can fight against it. Most likely, in the end, you'll wind up accepting it. That's just the way it is. It's already happened. It's done, and you have to accept it, right? But it's a lot harder to accept what's in your own mind. We have all sorts of thoughts that go through our minds and all sorts of emotions that are connected to those thoughts. And sometimes it's very difficult to get over some of those thoughts. And the way that we have to get over some of those thoughts is by accepting them. Okay? And that means that we have to accept the bad thoughts that we're having. Okay? Like, for instance, you're thinking about killing somebody, or you're thinking about raping somebody, or you're thinking about whatever. Not that anybody here would ever think of doing such a thing, but people have these thoughts, okay? And you can't let that go until you have first accepted it. Now, maybe your thought is simply that you want a better car, and or that you want a nicer car, or maybe you want a friend's car because that's nicer than your car. Whatever it is, it keeps circulating through your brain, right? And it won't go. But you have to accept that thought. Accept it for what it is. Then you can let it go. I mean, this world is hard enough. That's for sure. There's a lot of things about this world that are not easy. But what's in your own mind is even harder. Okay? Now there's, I don't know, 40,000 kids dying of starvation every day. What do you say to a mother standing there with her dead kid? There's not much you can't say. You have to accept what is, and so does she. But what we have to do, what we have to accept, is what's in our own mind. These thoughts, whatever they are, okay, I hope to God nobody's thinking of murdering anybody, but it happens, have to be accepted before they can be let go. Okay? And if you have an emotion attached to a thought, then that becomes even harder. Okay? Because, to take advantage, somebody is offended by something someone said. You went to a comedy show and somebody got offended by something the comic said. And that offense isn't just a thought that you're offended, it's an emotion. Okay? You feel hurt on the inside. And so it's hard to let go of that because you have to accept it first. Okay? And why should you have to accept it? Well, because if you want to have freedom, okay, you have to let that thought go. Okay? Whatever somebody said that offended you, okay, that's only your mind, okay, your false identity, okay, feeling as if they're being attacked by somebody else's false identity. Okay? Whether that's because you're trans or gay or anything else, really doesn't matter. Now, I know it's hard to try and accept what is, okay? Especially when the emotional content is there. But that is what you have to do. Your life, and the life of everyone else on this planet is something that was given to you, okay? By the source, by God, okay? And in order to live it out the way God or the source wants you to live it, you need to have freedom. Okay? Now, it's hard to have, to get freedom, to feel that freeness that is available to you, because your mind is yammering at you. Okay? And that's what you can be free of if you choose to accept your thoughts. You can't fight your thoughts. You can't, wish them away, because they're not going to go away. They're going to keep on circulating back through your mind until you accept or allow or acknowledge that they're there. Once you've accepted a thought, then it'll start to slowly fade away, and then you can let it go. Okay? But in addition to accepting a thought, you also have to accept whatever the thought is enshrined in, like your emotion. Okay? And emotions are very hard to accept. But they can be accepted. You can realize that you are not your emotional content. You are a being of light. Okay? I know I've said this before, but you need to accept that that's who you are. And then this emotional pain that you're feeling can be let go. Okay? And that emotional pain is very real. Okay? It's not going anywhere. Okay? Until you can let it go by accepting it. Okay? For instance, you're on a merry-go-round and somebody thinks it's a funny prank to push you. Okay? And you fall down to the ground and get spun around and spit out onto the concrete. And you hurt your elbow and you hurt your knee or whatever it was. And you start to feel, the pain of a prank being played on you. Okay? And although you know that they're probably your friends and they didn't mean any harm exactly, okay, the emotional pain is going to stay with you. Okay? Imagine that your body is a conduit for this emotional pain. And it flows through you like chi. Okay? And it keeps going through your body. Okay? And that elbow that hurts and the knee that got wounded, okay? That is going to stay with you because it's part of the emotional pain. And sometimes that's hard to accept. But the main thing to realize is that you are not your emotion. Okay? You are not your fake identity, which is feeling this emotion. Okay? Once you accept that, you can accept the emotional pain and let it go. Well, I guess that's all I have to say about accepting things. But the whole point of me being here talking to you is that I want you to wake up. Because I want everyone on earth to feel the feeling that I'm feeling right now, which is happiness, okay? And joy and love, okay? And that's available to every single one of you. Anyway, I love you guys. And the reason I love you is because you are me. We're all one being. We're all part of the source. Okay? When you departed from the source or God, however you want to look at it, okay? And you got departed from him or it. You had separation pain. And that separation pain is still with you. It's part of what you feel when you're having emotional pain. And that's something else that needs to be accepted. It's not just needs to be accepted, but you need to understand that you don't have separation from God. Okay? That's an illusion. And once you accept that and feel that, okay, then some of these other pains that you have can be accepted and let go of as well. All right, well, I've said too much. I keep talking. But take care. Have a great life. And remember who you are.